Imagine this. A girl parks the car, leaves the car on, windows down with their dog inside. But then a person walking nearby hears the dog barking, takes a picture of the car, fully showing the license plate, complaining about the owner to Facebook. This is the issue, because the person didn't take a closer look to see that the car was on and has the windows down. And also, people can find out where the girl lives with having the full license plate. I'm here today to tell you about the lack of censorship in social media. We need more censorship in social media to make our country better. The First Amendment prohibits any law limiting the freedom of respect to religion, expression, and peaceful assembly, or the rights of citizens to pension the government. Censorship means the suppression of books, news, films, etc. that are considered obscene, politically unacceptable, or a threat to security. According to the Legal Information Institute, which stated the First Amendment guarantees the freedom of expression for citizens and the news outlets. According to the History Channel, the First Amendment was adopted in 1791, meaning the First Amendment has been the subject of continuing interpretation and dispute over the years. You will learn how the lack of censorship can cause more fake news, prohibits hatred, and exposes kids to adult themes. According to Mr. X from the Dean Institute, which says, fake news is the allegation that some story is misleading, contains false information, or a lie designed to deceive its intended audience. Fake news is ambiguous. It goes beyond being misinformative. And fake news is being used as a blame dismissal of stories or of media outlets. We expect the people that investigate to do their best to get the story straight and to bring the accurate findings. We expect the major issues to be discussed and that all sides get to present their side of the story. This might be motivated purely by appeal of freedom of expression or the principle that all ideas should be appraised on merits, rather than shut down or kept out of public debate. We expect real news, because in the end, it serves the public good for all the sides to be well informed. In this respect, the purpose of balanced reporting aids in the task of making us well informed and knowledge peers with respect to the issue at hand. According to Mr. X from the Dean Institute, which says what some people view as assault on religious symbols or historical sacred cows, others regard as circumcision of commercial use of faith, multicolor expansion, or of religious iconology, or are agreeing to how consumer societies deal with the traumas of the past. According to the Journal of Law and Technology, which states this has become a pressing reality because Americans are forced to question if it's harmless or if it's motivated by illegal conduct. The death and destruction caused by terrorists today that listen to and adapt to anti-American views are reminders that speech can cause dangerous actions. With the security of the U.S. in sight, the debate regarding censorship has again arisen. Some people are wary of imposing the First Amendment rights through censoring cyberspace, but some people say that the internet calls for such regulations. The Nazi swastika and the Confederate battle flag have been considered hate speech by various groups and people. Critics of hate speech argue that it causes psychological and physical harm to its victims when it incites violence, and it also undermines the social equality of its victims. Hate speech, therefore, poses a challenge for modern liberal societies, which are committed to both freedom of expression and social equality. According to WordPress, it says the child's moral sense is not fully developed, so they sometimes cannot distinguish the good from the bad. This is a logical and reasonable action to give children access to the good and deny them access to the bad. Children have access to billions of websites, images, and videos with the internet's help. They can pick up any bad habit off the internet, which is, as a result, is necessary for censoring the internet. According to Dr. Eric Sigmund, for the first time in our history, children have had the greatest ideas, opinions, values, and images with the help of the internet. And this has caused an imbalance, which has caused worrying consequences with the ideas, opinions, values, and images. While people are worried about online pedophiles or children learning about a bad habit, the main risk is nudging a child in the direction that are often at odds with their values. According to Dr. Eric Singham, this is technically a tech and legal issue, but is really a parental issue. It's the parent's job to make sure the computers and phones and laptops are in their eyesight earshot, not off in the child's bedroom. This is called real-time censorship, and it's the most effective thing ever invented. But the main obstacle is a generation of parents afraid of confronting and being authoritative, or too busy surfing themselves. Picture this. A 5-year-old gets in the family laptop, signs in, but 5 minutes before, his father was on the laptop watching porn. But with having the laptop censored, a window pops up blocking the view of the video from the 5-year-old saying, "What's the password?" The 5-year-old didn't know the password and exited out of the browser. So with having the laptop censored, it saved the 5-year-old from seeing porn and being scarred the rest of his life. So with having more censorship in social media and in the internet, it will protect more children like the 5-year-old. As I've stated before, we need more censorship in social media to make our country better. The shortage of censorship has caused more fake news throughout the world. And with the absence of censorship, it encourages more hatred because anybody can say anything. And the scarcity of censorship displaces kids to adult themes because they have access to billions of website images and videos. The famous American actress, singer, playwright, screenwriter, and comedian Mae West stated, "Right now, I think censorship is necessary. The things they're doing and saying in films right now just shouldn't be allowed. There's no dignity anymore, and I think that's very important."